All right, good evening. Welcome back to 1130s. We are continuing our journey through 11.4, seeing what's going on here. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So in this case, we want the effective interest rate rounded to two decimal places when the rate is 7% compounded quarterly. Again, the trickiest thing with this is you have to take this rate and turn it into a decimal rather than as a percentage. So this is the formula I found for annual effective rate. So this guy right here. Okay, so what we're going to do, this one's not quite as bad as the other problems, or maybe because I have a lot more practice with this one, I'm not seeing it as that bad. So let's go ahead and have let's go ahead here. This is the APY, annual percentage yield. If you look at bankrate.com, that's where I usually go to, because I need an interest rate real fast. That's where I usually go to find interest rates. So we're going to say that our R was equal to 7%, which is 0.07. Our N is going to be, what do we say here? This is quarterly, so N is going to be 4. And this is all we have to figure out here. So we're just going to say this is 1 plus. So this would have been a great intro problem for you to get used to this idea. 0.07 divided by 4, all raised to the 4th power, minus 1 when we're done. And that's going to be our rate. I think we can actually do this in one step, but if you can't, and that's fine, go ahead and figure out the 0.07 divided by 4 first. Okay, we'll do that. Let's go ahead and bring up our calculator. So we want 0.07 divided by 4 equals, and it's going to be so 0.0175. Okay, so we had 0.0175. And now what's the next thing we have to do? We have to add 1 to it. So we're going to say this is going to be 1.0175. Back to the calculator for a moment. We'll just add 1. Equals, okay, 1.0175. Fantastic. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to raise this whole thing to the 4th power. That's all we're going to do with that. So we'll go back here and we'll say y to the x to the 4th power, right? Equals, all right, back here. And we were given, what is this? So 1.718. So this was 1.071859 ... And then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 1 from this. Okay, so we'll come over here and we'll subtract 1. Equals, right? And then to put it back to an APR kind of a thing, or an APY, I'm going to go ahead and multiply it by 100, so it goes back to being a percentage. So times 100. So we can kind of see if we're given a 7% interest rate and say, oh, it's compounded quarterly, that's like somebody giving us a 7.19% interest rate. That's really what that is. So 7.1, let's call it 9. And hope that Alex will say, okay. So this was 7.19%. That's the effective interest rate here. Right? So we have that. Let's go ahead back to my Alex right here, as soon as I can see the mouse. Can't see it. Sorry. There it is. Right. 7.19%. 7.19. Fingers are crossed. Let's see if we get it. We'll say check. Ta-da! And there we go with that. But those aren't too bad. Again, I wish they would have given us as an intro rate. So we have that. All right, let's go ahead and look at the next one holds. But okay, so we can go for a couple. Okay, we can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go with this. Right? Stop sharing. And we'll go back and do another problem here. Again, these problems they do take practice to do. I can't overemphasize that enough. One of the examples I give all of my classes is like, look, I used to try to do gymnastics, and looking at me, you would think there's no possible way, and you'd be right, there is no possible way. But I would go down to the gym with a friend of mine, and she did it when she was a kid, so she could do a cartwheel on the balance beam. And as often as I watched her do that, it's just to me, it's absolutely superhuman that you could do that. But I will never be able to do that. And as many times as I've watched her, it doesn't convey that skill to me. So I really wanted to do that. I would actually have to go ahead and try it in order to be able to do it, which would be a suicide attempt for me. So let's not do that. But you have to practice these things in order for us to get better at them. Okay, you can't just watch somebody go over it and say, "Oh, that looks about right." Now it has to come out of your pencil. It has to come out of your pen to do these problems. So I'm going to leave you with that, and we'll get started on the next problem. Thank you, and we'll be watching the next one.